My name is Barry Park, and I am a heart disease survivor.
I would describe Barry as first and foremost, a family man. He's a friend to everybody. He's very outgoing. He's always been very active. He's a good person. We had recently retired, and he was doing his normal morning routine. He would go for a walk down the road. He'd come back and lift weights out in his little man cave out there. And then, he came in and had a little breakfast.
I came back towards the house, and all of a sudden, I had a sharp pain in my chest. And I came in the house, and my daughter Casey was here. And I sat down in the recliner, and I said, "Casey, I've got a bad pain in my heart." She got up and went to tell Sharon what was going on, and I got up and followed her. And it just started getting worse and worse. And went through into the bedroom door, and I fell out on the floor.
By the time I even made it to the bathroom to start getting dressed, she said, "Never mind, I've called an ambulance." The EMTs that came, it was just a whole God thing, because the closest ambulance was quite a ways away, and the two paramedics that came, that answered the call, just happened to be right up the road.
Put me in the ambulance and going down the driveway, and that's the last thing I remember.
And when we got to the hospital, he coded 3 times in the ER. And the cardiologist got there and told us that he was taking him to the cath lab. They got him in the cath lab, and he coded on him 2 more times.
They went in and put 2 stents into my heart.
The type of heart attack he had was, with total occlusion, that it was considered what they called the widowmaker. And I was told that 2 or 3 times by different people, and which, is scary in itself, If they just say, "Well, he's having a heart attack," but they'll say, "This is the widowmaker," and I'm like, because that would make me the widow. And all of a sudden they said, "Okay, his kidneys have failed, and now we're going to have to put him on dialysis." I thought, we came in here for his heart, and you just don't realize how much can happen because of the failure of the heart.
I never thought it would happen to me, but it did. I mean, it hits you all of a sudden, and you just don't know it.
Caregiving of someone who has experienced a heart attack, especially when you've never experienced that before, never been through that before, it was overwhelming.
It has changed the lives of our family a lot. It pulled us together. What drives me is see my grandbabies, and that's my passion, is to see them grow and maybe someday walk down the aisle with one of them. The American Heart Association does so much work and research. Helping them turns around and help people like me.
To everybody in the room tonight that are supporting the American Heart Association, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You will never know, unless you experience something like this, how important their work is.
Thank you for saving my papa!
Hey, Mr. Park. Sorry I couldn't make it today for you to be recognized by the American Heart Association. Had to work, but I'm so glad that they're taking this time to showcase you, and the fact that due to the American Heart Association chain of survival, that you are still alive and well today. So glad that I was able to have a part when I showed up that day and walked in and saw you there and knew that you looked like you were having a massive heart attack, and all the events that transpired. Your family is the real heroes for calling 911 and starting that chain of survival, and us being able to get there and be able to take care of you and see you all the way through the process, and seeing you on the road to recovery, and then out walking about and enjoying time with your grandkids. That's what this is all about, what we do, and we're proud to be a part of that. And thank you, and hope you have a good long rest of your life, sir.